Have you noticed your legs getting weaker lately? Maybe climbing the stairs feels harder, or you're grabbing the furniture just to keep your balance. That's not just getting old. It could be a hidden medical issue, and it starts faster than you think. According to the American Geriatric Society, people over 60 lose up to 3% of their muscle mass every single year, even if they feel fine. In just 5 years, that's 15% of your strength gone. And here's the scariest part. You might not feel any pain at all until you suddenly can't get out of a chair, or worse, you fall. Falls are the leading cause of injury and death in older adults, according to the CDC. But what if I told you that 3 simple vitamins could actually stop this from happening, and even rebuild your leg strength in just days? Stay with me, because your independence may depend on what I'm about to share. So let's talk about what's really going on when your legs start to feel heavy, weak, or just off. Most folks think, oh, I'm just getting older, this is normal. But I'm here to tell you, weakness is common, yes. But it's not something you have to accept. It's not some unavoidable part of aging that you can't do anything about. What's actually happening is something called age-related muscle loss. Doctors call it sarcopenia, but don't worry about the name. Just know that it begins quietly, no pain, no swelling, nothing dramatic. You just start feeling slower. Getting off the couch becomes a little harder. Climbing stairs takes more effort. And little by little, your legs lose strength. Here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just about your muscles. It's also about what's missing in your body, and that's often key nutrients. Not calories, not protein shakes, but specific vitamins that play a big role in how your legs work. After the age of 60, our bodies just aren't as efficient at absorbing nutrients as they used to be. The stomach makes less acid, the gut slows down, and even if you're eating well, you might still be missing critical vitamins that affect your balance, your energy, and your ability to move safely. Let me give you a simple picture. Imagine your muscles as the engine in a car. Now imagine trying to start that engine without oil, without fuel, and with frayed wiring. That's what happens to our bodies when certain vitamins run low. The engine is still there, your muscles are still there, but they can't function right. And here's where it gets dangerous. When your legs aren't working properly, your risk of falling skyrockets. The CDC reports that 1 out of 4 adults over 65 falls each year. It's the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in seniors. And most of the time, those falls start with leg weakness, something that often could have been prevented. But here's the good news. We can turn this around. You don't need fancy treatments or intense exercise routines. You don't need to spend hours in a rehab clinic. You just need to give your body the right tools. And that starts with 3 essential vitamins. I'll walk you through each one. I'll explain how they work in plain language, what signs to look for if you might be low, and how to safely add them into your day. Believe me, I've seen the difference this can make. Not just in the clinic, but in my own family, my own patients, and in thousands of seniors who thought it was too late until they took that first small step. Let's start with the one I call the switch, the one that turns everything back on. The first vitamin I want to talk to you about is vitamin D3. Now, I know you've probably heard of vitamin D before. Maybe you think it's just for your bones, or something you get from being in the sun. And while that's true, there's so much more to it, especially when it comes to your legs. Here's something most people don't know. Vitamin D3 acts almost like a master switch in the body. When it's working properly, it helps your muscles fire the way they're supposed to. It helps your nerves talk to your muscles clearly. It even affects your balance. But when you're low on it, which, honestly, most people over 60 are, everything slows down. Your legs feel heavy. You feel tired just from standing. And worst of all, your coordination starts to go. You feel wobbly or unsure on your feet, maybe you avoid steps, or feel nervous walking in the dark. The tricky part is, vitamin D3 deficiency doesn't usually come with a big flashing warning sign. It creeps in slowly. You might think, I'm just stiff today, or maybe I didn't sleep well. But over time, your body is trying to tell you, I need help. Now here's the part that gives me hope. Researchers in the UK found that when older adults took just 800 IU of vitamin D3 per day, that's not a big dose, their leg strength improved by nearly 20% in just a few weeks. And this wasn't some intense fitness program. These were ordinary seniors doing light activity, and they still saw real improvement. So what's the best way to get D3? Well, yes, sunlight helps your body make it naturally, but as we age, our skin gets less efficient at turning sunlight into vitamin D. Plus, many of us are indoors more often, or we cover up when we go outside. So food and supplements become really important. Unfortunately, you have to eat a whole lot of fatty fish or fortified milk every single day to get enough from food alone. That's why most older adults, especially if they're indoors a lot or have had a fall, really do benefit from a daily supplement. Now, don't just grab the first bottle you see. The recommended dose for most seniors is about 800 to 1000 IU per day. If you've had issues with balance, joint pain, or fractures, a bit more, up to 2000 IU, might be helpful, but always check with your doctor. And one important thing, take it in the morning, after a meal that has some healthy fat. That helps your body absorb it better. Don't take it at night, it might keep you up. Think of vitamin D3 as the power switch. It doesn't do the heavy lifting alone, but it helps wake up the systems that do. And once that switch is flipped on, your muscles, your nerves, and your bones can finally start working together again, like they're supposed to. Ready for the next step? Then let's talk about the vitamin that connects your brain to your legs, the one that controls the wires in your body. Now, let's talk about the second vitamin, and it's one I really wish more people knew about. It's vitamin B12. You might have heard that it helps with energy or memory, and that's true. But what's even more important, especially for your legs, is how B12 keeps your nerves healthy. Think of your nerves as tiny electrical wires running from your brain all the way down to your toes. Those wires have to send fast, clear messages to your muscles, to move, to stay balanced, to react when you trip or step sideways. But when you're low in B12, those wires start to misfire. The signals get fuzzy. The muscles stop responding like they used to. That's when people start feeling numbness, tingling, or a weird burning sensation in their feet. Some say it feels like ants crawling under their skin. Others describe it as a dead leg feeling, like their limbs aren't listening anymore. And many just feel shaky. Not dizzy, but unsteady. Like their legs forgot how to catch them. The saddest part? A lot of folks brush it off as just getting old, when really, their nerves are simply starving for B12. Now, why does this happen so often? After 60, our stomachs produce less acid, and acid is needed to unlock B12 from the food we eat. And if you take antacids or diabetes meds like metformin, your absorption drops even more. If you eat less meat or dairy, it's even harder to get enough. It's no wonder so many seniors are unknowingly deficient. But the fix is incredibly simple. A daily B12 supplement, especially the form called methylcobalamin, can do wonders. That's the active form, which means your body can use it right away, without converting it. And because it's water-soluble, you don't have to worry about overdose. Your body flushes out what it doesn't need. One study out of Oxford University followed seniors with low B12. Those who took supplements walked faster, had better balance, and were half as likely to fall in the coming year. Half. That's a huge difference, and it didn't take years to see results. Just weeks. The usual dose for someone over 60 is around 500 to 1000 micrograms a day. And here's a tip, take it around lunchtime, not too late in the day, because it can boost alertness and make sleep tricky if you take it before bed. And don't take it with tea or coffee, those can block absorption. I've had patients who thought they were losing control of their legs, that they were stuck feeling tired and numb forever. But within a few weeks of getting their B12 levels back up, their legs felt alive again. They could walk longer, stand taller, and even sleep better because the nerve tingling calmed down. So if you've been feeling off balance, if your legs feel disconnected or you're getting that buzzing, crawling sensation in your feet, don't ignore it. It might not be your age. It might just be your nerves asking for B12. And now, let's move on to the last piece of the puzzle. The vitamin that gives your muscles the fuel they need to actually move, and the spark that gets you out of the chair, up the stairs, and back to feeling like yourself again. So now we've talked about the switch, vitamin D3, and the wiring, vitamin B12. But even with those in place, there's one more thing your body absolutely needs if your legs are going to work properly. And that's fuel. I'm talking about vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Without B1, your muscles simply can't make the energy they need to move. It's like trying to drive a car with no gas in the tank. Your muscles might still be strong, your nerves might be firing, but if there's no fuel, you won't get very far. Here's what low B1 looks like in real life. You get tired just walking across the room. Your legs feel like concrete. You take a few steps and have to sit down, not because of pain, but because your body feels drained. Some people describe it as a dragging sensation in their thighs or calves. Others say it's like their legs are always one step behind, slow to respond, slow to recover. That's your body running out of energy. And sadly, it's incredibly common in older adults. Why? Because as we age, our ability to absorb B1 drops. Add to that the fact that many common medications, like diuretics for high blood pressure, actually flush B1 out of the body, and you've got a recipe for fatigue. Even small amounts of alcohol, a glass of wine here or there, can interfere with B1 levels, especially if your diet is already low in whole grains, legumes, or organ meats. But once again, the solution is refreshingly simple. Just a small daily dose of B1, 50 to 100 milligrams, can restore that lost energy. In one study, 82% of older adults who took B1 for just 7 days said they had more endurance, less heaviness in their legs, and an easier time climbing stairs. 7 days. That's it. You'll want to take it in the morning, ideally with a breakfast that includes some protein, maybe an egg, some oats, or a little yogurt. And avoid pairing it with coffee or black tea, since those can block how well it absorbs. If you're unsure whether your food has enough, a low-dose supplement is a safe and effective way to top off your tank. I've seen this play out time and time again. A patient comes in feeling defeated, tired, slow, worried that something worse is happening. But we check their vitamin levels, make a few simple changes, and within a week or two, they're walking further, standing taller, and smiling again. That's the power of giving your body what it's been quietly missing. So let's bring it all together. D3 turns the lights back on. B12 reconnects the wires. And B1 fills the tank. When you combine these three, in the right dose, at the right time, you give your legs what they've been craving. Not just strength, but balance, speed, and energy. The kind of movement that makes you feel safe again, steady on your feet, confident getting out of bed, even eager to take that walk around the block. You don't need to accept feeling fragile. You are not broken. You're just missing a few pieces. And now that you know what those pieces are, you can start putting them back in place. So here's what I want you to do: talk to your doctor. Check your vitamin levels if you can. Start with one change if that feels more manageable. But please, don't wait until the next fall or the next scare to take action. You deserve to feel strong in your body, to walk without fear, and to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. If you find this helpful, give it a thumbs up. If not, type 0 in the comments, but if it helps, let us know by typing 1. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving health tips.